Every day is a new beginning. Keeping that in the mind, many out there are inventing and discovering many amazing things in the science field. Our channel focuses on those latest inventions and discoveries and brings to you. So let's take a look on this week top innovations and discoveries. Here comes the top stories. First ever vaccine for brain tumor. How effective it is? Is it safe? Packaging materials are the major source of pollution. So, to overcome that, here comes the edible packaging material from India. Video version versus audio version. What science studies says about it. Instagram is amazing and addictive too. That's why parents are not at all encouraging kids to have an Instagram account. To solve this problem, here comes the Instagram for kids. Last but not least, virus, bacteria multiply because of their genes. Why can't we just shut down those specific genes to control and prevent many diseases like corona? Is it possible to do so? Let's find out answers for these questions. Number 1, cancer vaccine. Basically, when cells undergo abnormal rapid cell division, we call it as tumor or cancer. It can occur due to many factors like radioactive rays, chemicals, etc. It's like playing chain reaction video game. We won't know how it gonna start and where it gonna end. That's why it's difficult for cancer drugs and our body immune system to find where it is starting. This is the reason behind cancer treatment cost and complexity. To overcome this, researchers from Heidelberg and Mannheim found a vaccine that triggers immune system in case of tumor cell formation. Mutation in the cell gene leads to certain changes in the protein arrangement. A vaccine can alter the patient immune system to these mutated proteins. So, if a person takes this vaccine will help immune system to identify cancer cells in the body and to eliminate them out of the body. After getting assured and safe results from animal studies, for the first time researchers tested this vaccine on human beings with malignant brain tumor. Many brain tumors are not possible to cure and difficult to remove completely by surgery. Chemotherapy and radiotherapy also have only limited effect on it. So considering all these factors, researchers tested this vaccine on them. Surprisingly, this vaccine proved to be safe and triggered the desired immune response in the tumor tissue. That's a huge milestone. So following these, remaining phase studies has to be conducted. If it shows same effectiveness and safety, it will be allowed to enter the market very soon. So as of now, we don't know how many years it will take to release this vaccine. And speaking of price, it will depends on the year of releasing and the demand of it in the market. Edible packaging material. Most commonly used packaging material is plastic. Obviously, it is not safe for health and environment. For example, plastic covers we are using will take 10 to 20 years to degrade. Moreover, plastic bottles will take 450 years to degrade. So, to fight against this plastic, an international group of scientists from India and Russia has created edible food films for packaging fruits, vegetables, poultry, meat, and seafood. Films consist of natural ingredients. They are safe for health and the environment. In addition, films are water soluble and dissolves by almost 90% in just 24 hours. These packaging materials are made up of naturally occurring seaweed biopolymer, sodium alignate, cross-linked with natural antioxidant ferulic acid. As a result of this combination, packaging materials form is not only strong but homogeneous, more rigid, and prolong the life of the products by slowing the oxidation process. Description of this research and results of experiments are published in the Journal of Food Engineering. Scientists from Sri Venkateshwara and Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalaya Universities, Tirupati, Ural Federal University and Ural branch of RIS worked on the creation of these edible packaging material. The research was supported by University Grant Commission UGC India, Rajiv Gandhi National Scholarship and Central Institute of Plastic Engineering and Technology, Vijayawada, India. Video version versus audio version. Things are changing around us, and subconsciously, our brain is getting updated to these changes. One of those is new study reveals that human brain started enjoying the audio version than the video version of any scene. Researchers from University of London tested Game of Thrones video version and audio version and wired up students and recorded their body responses. The conclusion of this study states that with video version, our bodies just gets involved in the already created scenes. But in case of audio version, our brain creates own images and characters to that scene, which means audio stimulates our brain more powerfully than video. The rapid growth in podcast listeners is a good example for this study. Statistics shows that the podcast listeners in countries are increasing from 2020. 80 million Americans are now weekly podcast listeners, according to the latest study from Edison Research. Knowing this, Spotify and Amazon investing millions of dollars on podcast and Kindle versions respectively. Money is just pouring into these sectors. Instagram for kids. Do you know Instagram current policy doesn't allow kids under 13 to use their platform? Obviously, we all are aware about the reason behind it. Case study conducted last year analyzed more than 2 billion messages across text, email, YouTube, and more than 30 apps and social media platforms, including Facebook and Instagram, found that 45.5% of pre-teens and 66.3% teens engaged in conversation about depression. And that data is similar when the kids discussed self-harm and suicide. The data is significantly higher regarding sexual content. About 70% of preteens and 87.9% of teens experienced seeing nudity and sexual content on those platforms. No wonder Indian government banned TikTok. Keeping all this in mind, many parents are not encouraging kids to have their social media accounts. But we are growing with the technology. Kids demand a social media platform to talk with their friends. Considering this situation, Facebook launched Messenger Kids app for the kids under 13 in 2017. Following that, Facebook is planning to release Instagram for kids to gain more than 1 billion users. This app will be parent controlled to help kids to keep up with their friends and to find new discoveries and hobbies for them. Frankly speaking, using Instagram itself is becoming a new hobby for many of the youngsters. On and off button for cell genes. If you see this Venus flytrap plant, it will close its trap only when multiple hairs are triggered together. Same way, by using multiple triggers, researchers were able to control few gene expressions in the cells. In recent study led by the University of Bristol, scientists have shown how to simultaneously control major gene expressions such as transcription and translation, which are the major steps in cell division. By doing so, we will be able to control genes. That's an excellent step and it opens new avenues for improved biotechnologies. But the problem is, it is not 100% reliable and not all genes work in the same way. Still, so many studies are going on it to prove this method and use this method effectively. That's it guys for this week. See you guys in the next video. Until then, please do subscribe and support my channel for more latest innovative discoveries and inventions.